Welcome back to Dune Awakening. In the Haga Rift. That's this thing. Driving in circles looking for ore to mine so that I can fill up my cargo with these erythrite crystals, because that's what I need right now, is a bunch of these. Well, let's get some more. Maybe a full hold is going to be too time consuming here, and I might actually run out of fuel if I'm not careful. Back past this thing again. You know what? I'm going to cross over to the other side. Anyway, we've been just driving around down here in the dark with our headlights on and mining crystals, or driving around in circles looking for crystals to mine. Oh, and all this is a ramp to get out to the surface. Oh, okay. I'll drive along the surface then for a bit. That looks tough. Not taking that on right now. Well, this is a safe spot. Yeah, that should be pretty safe. Yeah, sheltered and closed, if that's what we want to see. So one of the things that you have to do driving the buggy is you need to find yourself safe spots, and since I'm far away from that one, it's behind me by a little bit. You kind of need to remember where they were in case of a sandstorm so that you can get your vehicle out of harm's way. There are two vehicles in this game, the sandbike and the scout ornithopter, that you can use the vehicle backup tool for and essentially put in your pocket, which means you don't have to worry about the vehicle, you just have to worry about yourself, which is considerably easier to do because the terrain has a lot of little spots in it that you can hide in to get yourself sheltered. It's actually surprising to me. I've never died to a sandstorm. It's kind of surprising to me how many people play this game and die to it. And they're not all in the deep desert because nobody goes out there. It's mostly content creators that are out in the deep desert at this point. I bet you the vast majority is all content creators that got out there early. Is this a thing down here? Can I do this? Oh, it's down here. Oh, okay. Now I'm just wasting my time. You know what I might do is I might go get some more crystals and then get some aluminum. I need some aluminum too. In fact, if I come across any, because this is aluminum, that's copper. This is aluminum country. If I see any, like right there, I'll just pull some of that too, because I have the cargo space for it now. That needs to be dealt with is you go like this, and you go like that, and then you have to go like this. You might hear some loud voices in the background. I apologize for that. There's not a lot that I can do. This individual is hard of hearing, so he has to speak with a loud voice. I need fuel cells also. Let's get some fuel cells. Happens to be on the way. Okay, so that's aluminum. Pretty sure it is. There's a lot up here. Okay, I'll take it. No, it's not. It's carbon. I'll take some carbon. Let's take all the things. Let's just, yeah. Carbon still in here. Okay, well, let's get that carbon. So in the last video, we talked about socialism being the feminine and feudalism being the masculine. There's another point that I want to bring up on that subject, which is that look at the countries where you have centralized control. Well, let's call them continents. You have China and you have India. India has a caste system. China has, well, they've always had a very strong, let's call them a federal government, because that's kind of the equivalent. Those cultures have their own achievements, but I think none of them have come as far as what European cultures have. I'm sorry, you're not going to educate that out of me. Okay, Western society is because there was feudalism. That is my take on it. Feudalism leads to competition and the refusal to submit to authority when it's not warranted, when it's actually wasteful and not. Headlights. Well, I thought this would be the pinnacle station here. It's not. I'm far away from it. Well, let's head here. Just dead ahead. Let's see if we can get back down. So when you have totalitarianism, not to mention Russia, communism in Russia, the outcome is the same thing. You end up with a massive part of the economy not participating. China has an issue now where their growth is not sustainable. As long as their GDP was going up by the double digits, every year, from year to year. Yeah, in those circumstances, everybody's going to be so busy that they're not going to complain. They're going to be busy making a lot of money and figuring out how they're going to spend it in their free time. It's always a good problem to have. Unfortunately, though, there's a lot of little caves down here that take me back into that rift, aren't there? Well, not in this direction. Set down here. I hate to remove that marker for the safe spot, but I am kind of driving in circles a little bit. All right, let's go this way. If you want sustainable GDP growth, okay, then you need feudalism, all right? And the capitalism that results from feudalism, not crony capitalism. Feudal capitalism, I don't know if that makes any sense. There needs to be competition. and not no matter what you do, you're not going to be rewarded for it. Oh, here we go. I guess somebody crashed. Don't know what this is. Checking it out though, this is weird. What is this? Are these abandoned? What are these things? Did somebody park these out here, and is there a for free sign on these things because they're leaving the game or something? I don't know. Anyway. I can get in through here. Well, if I knew how. Which I don't. Okay, well, let's head north and try to get aluminum and kind of hug this thing along the way. And if there's a way down, we'll take it. But if not, then we'll still head up here and get aluminum and then head back home. So north is north on the compass. I am nowhere near running out of water. This is why I like that. Really, it takes up a lot of space. Okay, so this guy takes up 15 volume from here. But I don't care about volume here. I care about this. I care about quantity. There's a quantity limit, an item count limit, and then there's a volume limit. I care about item count. And so having one of these, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Why is because the mobs that I killed had it on them. All right, right. So we're hugging this thing to see if there's caves that lead down into the Haga rifts. Yeah, so the reason that you didn't have the spread of communism and the reason that you didn't have the spread of totalitarianism and socialism and I mean, even the Romans had a tough time with those guys, and it's like arguably they were the superior culture then, right? Because the Romans couldn't kick their ass. They could do it to everybody else, but at some point, the Romans maybe painted themselves into a corner where there's only so much people were willing to do for the empire. Because there is no upward mobility. I mean, look, it needs to be there. There's no, you're not having upward mobility and having a motivated workforce. It's just not going to happen for you. Just passing through. In any case, yeah, that's kind of the point that I wanted to make on that is that the reason you don't have a caste system and the reason that you don't have governments that, well, at least up until recently, aren't as totalitarian as what the CCP is in China is because of feudalism. Is because people said, nope, not putting up with it. I'm going to have my fortress. I'm going to have my sort of little fief, to use a Dune Awakening term. And then all the people that are loyal to that, and then have like hundreds of them, because yeah, there's some aluminum. That's what I need. Do I have? No, that's fine. I might actually have to drop some of this stuff because that's taking up way too much volume. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, too close. Well, all right. It's not perfect. There should be a version of the cut array for this vehicle that's just automatic. You drive close enough and you just say shoot and it shoots. Like, there should be at least a unique that you can get so that you don't have to go through this dance here, which is like, okay, I just can't get to this thing. Get that one? No, too far. Yeah, I'd like to see a unique where you don't actually have to do this dance here. So again, the solution once again is sometimes the best solution is not to do anything, and more people are, I think, coming to the realization is that no, even in China you have the lying flat movement, something like that, and I think South Korea even, what's going on there is because men are just like, no, not doing it. And so, of course, the women are like, well, we're going to punish you for not working harder. Okay. And not to mention shame. Okay. Still not doing it. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and play. So the only reason that I play this game as much as I have in the past, I don't know, 2 weeks, it's like sometimes there would be 12-hour, well, okay, the actual game time would end up being like 6 or 7 hours maybe. The only reason is because I work as a stagehand. Sometimes I work, on average, like my shifts are like 10-hour days, and then it's 4 days in a row. And then sometimes it's been as long as something like 21 days in a row with maybe a break in between. And on average, 10-hour days, sometimes 11-hour, 12-hour days, sometimes 7 or 6 hours, but that's usually towards the end or the beginning of a gig, which involves, you know, building stages for the big shows. So I work hard, I play hard. You're not going to sit here and shame me and tell me that there's other stuff that I could be doing with my time. When I'm done with this right here, when I, bring it back to base, which will be in a minute here, because my inventory is about to be full up. Yeah, I gotta drive to a couple places and pick up some things that I pre-ordered online yesterday, and half my day is going to be spent doing that. And it's like, you want to sit there and try and tell me, well, it doesn't count unless you're making dollars. No, saving the dollars, all right? Saving money is the same as making money. Making informed purchases, informed purchasing decisions, and multiplying the power of your how far you can stretch your dollar, that counts for something. Not buying a lot of stuff that you don't need, that counts for something. Clary calls it minimalism. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, if it's easier to convince other people that they should work for you and, you know, kind of have this Shangri-La setup going, well, if you can't do that, why wouldn't you? Well, yeah, up until the point where you can't do that. And then here's how it's going to be is, no, you really can't do that. No, you really can't have no upward mobility. You really can't do it. And no, you really can't. You really can't hide these things. The internet has really made it so that inventory's full. Okay. Whoops, not this one. This one. I needed fuel. I probably don't need the carbon. I need more aluminum. Let's see. Whoops, not what I wanted to do. We'll pull out this carbon here. Yeah, I need more aluminum. A little bit more. Matt, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to drive back, take back to base. And then I'm going to see what I need more of. Because I think I'm going to need a whole lot more aluminum anyway. So I'm going to have to make another run anyway. So I might as well just keep what I have. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, in the internet age where everybody, I mean, there's, yeah, you can suppress the spread of information. You're not gonna stop it. You're not gonna stop young boys, young men from finding out about things. It's just not gonna happen. You want as many of them to be you want as many of them to stay stupid for as long as you can get them to stay stupid. But it's your own the way that you have everything set up is that they can't not learn it. They can't stay stupid even if they want to. I mean, look at the divorce court thing. It's like, yeah, that is an unconscionable contract. Whoops, low fuel. Well, so happens that I have plenty of fuel on me. And this time I'm not completely lost down here like I was the last time. I know exactly where I'm going. Which is this way. Whoa! Don't do that. Oh, so close. Oh man, that would have been bad. Huh. Well, that's what happens. You drive your buggy in Dune Awakening and pontificate. bound to make stupid mistakes like that. Well, learning not to make stupid mistakes. That and parts, tools, and gear. Story of my life. Anywho, let's take this thing back to base, and yeah. Another successful run. Well, okay, it will be. Once we're there, I still have to make this crossing. It should be fine. I have the Mark IV engine on this. The top speed is 80. The acceleration on these buggies isn't as high as what it is, nearly as high as what it is on the sand bikes. But even the Mark III engine, I don't think it matters if you have a full cargo or not. I don't think the weight, there's no weight in this, in Dune Awakening. That's right. There's only quantity, and then there's volume. Weight doesn't matter. Which is, I think, probably a good design choice. I mean, you know, at some point you have to balance realism with the fun factor. No fun factor, you don't have a game. You have a simulator, and then your audience is going to be limited for that. I'm a fan of simulators, but I gotta say, I'm especially a fan of games that are simulation light. That's what I think the education of the future is games that introduce basic simulator concepts to people, and if you want to study more, then you can do that. So, for example, I bet you some of the young kids that are playing maybe Dune Awakening and it's like their first MMO, and it's their first exposure to flying, want to bet that some of those guys are going to go and take a look at Microsoft Flight Simulator, or even air combat sims like IL-2 or DCS. You say something? Don't think so. Anyway, well, let's pull in here. Made it back in one piece with the hull. And, yeah, I can park better than that. Come on. I gotta live here. Anyway, on that note, I guess, the next thing that I'm going to do here is respec, which I can now do. But that is probably for the next one. In any case, I'll see you in a bit.